Yes, you're watching TVC Breakfast. It's time for us to see what the world and indeed Nigerians are saying across social media platforms. Olamide Odekunle is here to take us through all of this.
Good morning, team. How are we doing today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Not just social media, Ibrahim, everywhere. I have my eyes everywhere. My eyes on the street and my finger on the pulse.
I trust you. That's why I say you are the only person that can handle this properly.
And Ibrahim, you don't announce me the way Ria does. She says the only woman capable, the only woman available. You have to hype me up before I come on.
All right, then.
Can I take it away? I'll manage. Can I take it away?
Take it away.
Good morning, Nigeria. As always, TVC has a finger on the pulse and our eye on the streets, and this Wednesday morning is no different. We begin today with this submission where a royal storm is unfolding in Yoruba land. The Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Bimbola Akim Owade, has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the Ooni of Ife, Oba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi, demanding that he revoke the Okonlomo of Yoruba land chieftaincy title recently conferred on Ibadan businessman, engineer Dotun Sanusi. In a fiery statement signed by his media aide, the Alaafin described the Ooni's action as an affront and a direct challenge to his authority. And he insisted that only the Alaafin holds the exclusive right to bestow Yoruba-wide titles. An authority, he says, has even been upheld by the Supreme Court. He warned that consequences will follow if the Ooni fails to comply. But the Ooni's palace has now brushed off this threat. His spokesperson, Moses Olafare, dismissed this ultimatum, saying that they will not dignify an undignifiable with a response. 48 hours, my foot, he says. Of course, this clash raises deeper questions. In modern Nigeria, where our unity is already fragile, should ancient rivalries between traditional rulers be fueling discord, or should they guide us to a path towards more harmony, especially considering the fact that Nigeria is unfortunately already divided. Now, both of these people, the Alaafin and the Ooni, were strong pillars of Yoruba community and the Yoruba empire. The Ooni held more spiritual significance because he had direct links and genetics to Oduduwa, whereas the Alaafin of Oyo was a political stronghold. He directed the territories of the armies of Yoruba Empire. So it's very interesting to see this play out in real time. Let's take a look at social media. This is what I like to call a traditional bass boost. Oba Moto AC says, Alaafin authority ends on Oyo land. Owa Bokun authority ends on Ijesha land. Awujale authority ends on Ijebu land. Alake authority ends on Egba land. No child is older than who fathers them. We are all children of Oduduwa and Ooni sitting on our father's throne. Ashe. Daniel Rega says, the Alaafin Ooni power tussle is the last thing we need right now. This will do nothing but create unnecessary drift and draw negative attention towards the Yorubas. Both should resolve their issues amicably and address the situation without the use of force. And the innovator of Africa says, actually, the Alaafin is the political, economic, and military ruler of Yoruba land. Ooni is the spiritual, cultural, and central ruler of Yoruba land. The both of them are joint supreme kings of the Yorubas. Although via ancestry, Ooni is elder to Alaafin. Overall, Alaafin has more power. So interesting because I'm a Yoruba girl myself. But moving on, in the world of social media now, Ibrahim, a disturbing video went viral from Idemili South, Anambra State, showing NYSC core member Jennifer Idema Eloho being assaulted and publicly stripped by members of the local vigilante group Operation Udogachi, also known as Agunechemba Vigilante Group. According to reports that are surfacing, the incident happened on July 23rd when vigilante operatives stormed the lodge where core members lived and accused them of internet fraud. Despite immediately showing their NYSC uniforms and their ID cards, the core members were apparently harassed, and Jennifer was singled out for brutal assault and humiliation. This video you're watching is so sad. The Anambra State government has now confirmed that members of the vigilante group have been arrested and detained, and the Special Advisor on Community Security, Ken Emeka, met with Jennifer and NYSC officials, admitting that while the operatives were on a legitimate security assignment, their conduct was not acceptable. The video you're about to watch is a response from the Anambra State Police Command. Take a look.
Suspects involved in this particular unprofessional and condemnable act has been identified. And we are also working with the leadership of the vigilante group to make sure that we get justice for this victim. Having said that, I wish to also acknowledge the fact that these vigilante operatives have assisted us in making sure that the stability of the security in the state has been very, very formidable. And we wish to also state that assault of any kind is a criminal offense, and the command will not condone it, and we condemn it.
Luckily, disciplinary measures are now underway. Let's take a look at social media. Mervyn says, when you see the display of our security men, one wonders if they were armed robbers in the past. The mode of operation on unarmed civilians is no different from a terrorist or a kidnapper. At Sisi Soludo, the untrained tout you put the lives of Ndi and Anambra in their hands are the ones terrorizing them. Do something about it and get justice for this young lady. I agree. Team, we saw with the Ibom Air incident, a young woman stripped. Why is our instinct, unfortunately, when we want to enforce something, when we want to bring somebody to book, especially a young woman, why is our instinct to strip her naked? What is it about shaming young women with their nakedness? Why is our instinct, the first thing to do is to rip her clothes off and show her nakedness to the world? This is becoming an alarming trend. It's a pattern.
And it is a pattern of shame, if you ask me, because it's completely unnecessary to do that. Even if the woman is wrong, there are humane and professional ways to handle things like that. Member+Vigilante, yes, the police says you guys have really helped in taking care of the security situation in Anambra State, but is that enough reason for how many of you guys beating up a girl, one girl? How many guys? It's actually a show of shame. I'm happy you guys have been identified, and I hope appropriate punishments will be meted out to you. I didn't like what I saw, and I was a little bit surprised when the policeman said they have been helping the police in doing this security things in Anambra State. It's really, really poor that stuff like this should happen.
Well, it's very heartrending to see that. And I think, as you said, it's a pattern of irresponsibility on the side of the so-called vigilantes, because I do not understand exactly what the vigil is about. Because one thing is, they are also helping those who are against state police to say, you see what we told you? If you allow states to control the police, this is what they will do. But these guys are just, crass and responsible, with what they did, because you have gone to accuse some people or allege that they are into internet fraud. You do not even have any evidence after we showed you that they are core members. If there is any suspicion, why don't you just take them to the, the right authority and let them handle it? That's about that. For the Alaafin or for your and the Ooni, and I think that's is a royal part. And we are not supposed to see these in public, because these are highly elevated, highly revered imperial stools that, everyone looks up to. We look up to them to say, yes, these are royal fathers, the custodian of the Yoruba heritage. I'm a Yoruba person myself. I do not even like the fact that Alaafin is issuing 48-hour ultimatum to the Ooni to do something. These are highly elevated positions, and I think they should tread with caution, because we're looking up to them.
Exactly. Definitely we want to see peace among them. But I want to move to this story. As a woman, I feel really, really sad that this is happening. And all I see there, Olamide, is power-drunk people, because they put power into your hands, and the next thing, this is what you do. And yes, it has become a trend. When you see a woman and you want to fight her, you are stripping her naked. But as a man, you should be ashamed of yourself to even do such a thing, because you, of course, you're more powerful than the woman. So all you can think about doing is stripping her naked. I'm just hoping that, we really follow through with this, and these people, one person has to be treated as a scapegoat for people to learn that this is the wrong thing to do. When they put power into your hands, this is not what they put power into your hands to do. I just hope that these people are definitely brought to book. And for the police saying that they are helping them, yes, we can agree on some cases, but with what I'm saying, this is not help. These are power-drunk people.
Indeed. Let me begin with the story of the royal conversation. I would say this is the way to bring solution to the matter. Either of the Obas, please, if you can visit the other person and ask amicably what happened, maybe a better inside explanation can be given on the matter, instead of coming on the public space to do this. It doesn't look too good because of the position you both occupy. For this matter in Anambra State, Emerson's story is still hanging in the air already. And here we are having another female being stripped naked. For God's sake, what is wrong with you guys? Even if you wanted to nab her for anything at all, let's even assume she's even guilty of whatever you're trying to pin on her. Is that the best way to go about it? Does she look like one of those criminals you've been helping the police to catch? For God's sake, there's a better way of handling things. Don't do this. And please, there should be and there must be an appropriate punishment met on this gentleman. In fact, bring them out and flog them also naked. Let them feel the shame of it.
Young men are not in the studio. If not, Nelson would have done.
I would have begun the job from here.
Absolutely. And I must say, team, this is a very interesting contradiction because this same Udo Agachi security outfit, a couple of months ago, they rained terror on the streets of Anambra because young women were not wearing bras. They were dressing decently. And then suddenly a young woman offends you and you strip her naked. Make up your mind. I guarantee you, if you ever strip my nakedness, it will be the last thing that you ever see.
Right.
Is it just for these same people as well?
Yes,
anybody
the same
at
people
all.
were enforcing laws on indecent dressing, forcing women to wear bras and long dresses, and to now find out that you are the one stripping them naked. That contradiction makes no sense to me.
And for me, it shouldn't just be about maybe a female. For it, whether male or female, don't strip anybody.
You can't even strip a male because he will deal with you. It's not even possible.
Thank you so much, team. I'll take some more stories. In this next story, a case that began with the tragic death of a beloved pet has spiraled into a full-blown social media storm. The Exotic Pet Cafe, a luxury daycare and grooming service for elite pets, is at the center of controversy after a dog named Ty was dropped off for grooming and later picked up by its owner. But barely 30 minutes later, the owner returned with the lifeless pet, claiming foul play. Now, while the grieving owner accused the pet spa of negligence, the establishment denied any wrongdoing, insisting that they had no hand in the dog's death. Tensions now boiled over when attempts by the cafe staff to pacify the family ended in chaos. The shop was trashed and employers were physically assaulted by the dog's owner and her sisters. They're going back and forth, but I'll let you be the judge from this short clip. Now the cafe CEO has broken her silence, alleging that she and her business have been unfairly intimidated by these people who are apparently powerful individuals. The family is reportedly now demanding from this small business 20 million naira in damages, escalating what began as a personal tragedy into a bruising legal and reputational battle. The case, of course, is raising questions about the abuse of power and a lot of growing tensions between customer expectations and business protections. Let's take a look at social media. You saw that little dog lifeless in her hands. Adedoyin says, damage for damage. The company lawyer should also charge her to court for assault on 2 individuals and also charge her for damages and demand for 200 million naira. Them no born her well. She will withdraw the case and mind her business. There should never be any excuse for trashing somebody's shop. You've now essentially caused the courts to put their eyes on you and not the foul play that was done to your animals. But moving on in the world of international news, China is moving towards unveiling the world's first humanoid robot capable of carrying a pregnancy through a fully functioning artificial womb. The ambitious project, developed by Kaiwa Technology in Guangzhou and slated for 2026, builds on earlier breakthroughs in ex utero gestation, such as the 2017 US biobag experiment that kept premature lambs alive for weeks. Unlike those other trials, this technology goes a step further. It embeds an artificial womb inside a robot designed to sustain the entire process of human gestation, from fertilization to full-term birth. The artificial womb mimics a uterus, complete with amniotic fluid and a synthetic umbilical cord, delivering nutrients and oxygen to the child inside a robot. Now, it has a price tag of around 100,000 yen, about 11,000 pounds, and it's far less expensive than traditional surrogacy. And the project is being framed as a response to China's escalating infertility crisis and declining birth rates. But it poses, of course, an unsettling dilemma. Could outsourcing pregnancy to machines redefine family and reproduction, or will it erode the essence of humanity itself? On one hand, it is an innovation to infertility crisis, and it helps a lot of women who struggle to conceive. On the other hand, how many more biological impulses, natural human impulses, are we going to outsource to human beings? Before you know it, they'll be breathing for us. Let's take a look at social media. Oliver says, this feels like we're racing towards a future that we're not ready for. Sometimes innovation moves faster than our ability to think through the consequences. And Julie Blue says, this is horrific. What would that baby emotionally attach to during pregnancy? The psychological damage and emotional detachment probability is being completely overlooked. This is shameful. Team, I want us to touch on this very quickly because afterwards I've got some good news for you. But what do you make of this? How many more human impulses are we going to outsource to machines? And what could potentially be the consequences of this? Ria, we attended a training yesterday on artificial intelligence. Sometimes it's utopian and other times it's out of a dystopian thriller. What do you make of this?
Personally, I will not subscribe to it. Yes, it's a fantastic scientific breakthrough. But getting a baby from a robot, maybe there are people that would like it, but definitely not me. And for Ty, you got the pet from the business out. You got it out of the business. 30 minutes later, the dog died. It's not their problem no more. From the point you took it out, it stopped being their business.
Well, for the sake of brevity, I think those ladies that acted, irresponsibly, destroying things in a shop because of, the allegations that you've laid against them, you've actually taken your own pound of flesh. Why are you now asking for 20 million naira? Go to court if you are aggrieved, but assaulting them is out of the way.
I definitely have a lot to say about, this robot baby thing, but I can't say much because of our time. But it's scary, actually. For me, all I can think of is, what emotions would this baby carry? We need to be careful with technology before we now, give birth to things that we do not understand. We need to be very careful with technology here.
I couldn't agree less. I mean, my baby in a robot, the devil is a liar. I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Call me whatever, but I will not.
Scary, actually.
When we have Hebrew women all around, right?
The devil is a liar. Oh, boy.
Thank you so much, team.
Yeah.